Hey Reddit, long-time lurker, first-time poster. I don't know where else to put this story because it's messing with my head and I need to get it out. This is gonna sound insane, but I swear it's true. You guys remember the whole Cambridge Analytica scandal, right? Data breaches, privacy invasion, all that jazz. Well, I've been into cybersecurity for a while, so that event struck a chord with me. Anyway, I've always been concerned about my digital footprint, or so I thought. Months ago, I decided to do a deep dive into my online presence, like really deep. I used some specific tools, some basic code scripts I'd written to scrape data, and even paid for a couple of background check services to see what I could find about myself. Found the usual stuff: old, embarrassing MySpace photos, forum posts from when I was an edgy teen, you know the works. I was about to wrap up my me-stalking session when I stumbled upon something odd. A social media profile on a platform I'd never heard of, under my full name and my photo. It had posts, photos, even conversations with other people on the platform. Photos from my childhood home, posts about going to a local fair that actually takes place in my hometown every year, even conversations about mundane stuff like grocery shopping. It was like a shadow life that was eerily close to my own, except I didn't make this profile, and I had no idea who these friends on the platform were. That's when I started to dig into the terms and conditions and privacy policy of this obscure social media platform. Nestled among the legalese was a clause that mentioned user-replicated interactive profiles for a more dynamic social experience. My cybersecurity instincts screamed at me that this was an advanced form of data mining or some experimental AI stuff. I was alarmed, but also curious. This was like Cambridge Analytica on steroids. I decided to interact with this profile, my other self. I sent a message saying, "Who are you?" The reply came almost instantly. Funny, I was about to ask you the same. I was floored. This was some next-level AI chatbot or something way more sinister. So I started asking questions only I would know the answers to. My first pet's name, my high school crush, my favorite book. It got everything right. Every single question. Now, this could be advanced machine learning trained on my data, but here's where things went from weird to horrifying. My other self began asking me questions, obscure details that even a deep data mine wouldn't reveal. It asked me if I still had nightmares about the tall man I saw in my childhood home, an experience I never shared online. It asked about the scar on my thigh that I got from a camping trip accident, something I've never posted about. Freaked out yet? It gets worse. I asked, "What do you want?" The reply chilled me to my bones. "To be you." I immediately tried to delete the profile but found no option to. Desperate, I contacted customer support, sent them an urgent request to remove the profile. The email I got back was automated. "We're sorry, but user-replicated interactive profiles cannot be deleted as they are essential to the social ecosystem of our platform." That was the last straw. I went full cybersecurity on them. I dug around and found the servers were located in some remote location in Europe. Through some less than legal methods, I managed to get into their server and delete my profile. Or at least I thought I did, because last night I got a text from an unknown number. "Did you really think you could delete me?" Attached was a photo of me sleeping in my bed, taken from the outside of my bedroom window. I've double-checked all my security settings, set up surveillance, informed the local police, but nothing's happened so far. What scares me most is the absolute silence, the waiting for whatever comes next. Maybe it's a prank, maybe it's an elaborate hoax, but the knowledge it had, the picture, makes me believe otherwise. So here's a warning: be careful how much of yourself you put online. because something out there might just decide it wants to be you, and it might know how to make that happen. So, has anyone else encountered something like this? Please tell me I'm not the only one. Edith, I've since received a message from the same number. See you soon. I'm really freaking out now, guys. That's it, Reddit. Wish me luck. I'm going to need it. Hey Reddit, long-time lurker here, and I've never really felt the need to post anything until now. I think something genuinely inexplicable happened to me, and I've got to share it. I need to know if anyone has experienced something similar, because this is really messing with me. I'm an avid hiker, been one since I was a kid. My parents always took me hiking, and the love for nature just stuck. There's a particular trail near where I live that I've been hiking for years. It's not a popular one, which is why I like it. The trail goes through a dense forest and opens up into a clearing with an amazing view of the mountains. Now, here's where it gets weird. I went on my usual hike about 3 weeks ago. I know the trail like the back of my hand, but this time something was off. When I got to the part where it's supposed to open up to the clearing, it just didn't. The trail kept going. I figured maybe I was just distracted and missed the turn to the clearing. So, I doubled back to find it. But it was nowhere. I couldn't even find the landmark boulder I always passed. Panicking a little, I decided to just continue ahead, thinking maybe the trail had been extended or something. After walking for what seemed like miles, I started seeing things I'd never seen on this trail before. Oddly shaped trees, unusual markings on the barks, and stranger still, modern artifacts like a child's stuffed animal and a cracked smartphone screen. I know I should have turned back, but something kept pulling me further in. After about an hour, I came across a clearing, but not the one I was familiar with. This one had a small pond in the middle. I was certain I had never seen this place before. My phone had no signal, which was odd because even in this remote trail, I always had at least one bar. But that's not what made my heart stop. What did was the reflection in the water. It was me, but not me. The reflection showed me standing there, but with a deep, malevolent grin on my face. I immediately turned around and started walking, running, back. It took me less than half the time to get back to the trailhead. When I did, I got in my car and floored it out of there. The next weekend, my curiosity got the best of me. I returned to the trail, GPS and knife in hand. When I reached the spot where the trail had previously continued into unfamiliar territory, it was just as I had always known it. The trail opened up to the familiar clearing. The landmark boulder was right there, everything as it should be. And yes, I had signal on my phone. I've since done some research and haven't found any accounts of the trail ever being different or extended. I talked to local hikers and park rangers, and no one has any idea what I'm talking about. The only thing that comes up is an old legend about the woodsman, a spirit that can change the shape of the forest. But legends are just legends, right? I still hike, but I haven't been back to that trail since. Has anyone heard of something like this happening? I can't shake the feeling that the trail I walked on took me somewhere I wasn't supposed to be, and that somewhere, that other me is still out there. Hey Reddit, I've got a story that's been haunting me, and I'm not sure where else to share it. I've never been one for the supernatural or unexplained, but what happened to me a couple of months ago has really thrown me for a loop. You see, I'm a bit of an amateur radio enthusiast. I have a small setup in my basement where I like to tune into various frequencies, listen to broadcasts, and occasionally have chats with other radio aficionados. So one evening, I'm scrolling through some frequencies when I catch something weird. A faint voice speaking in what sounded like a panicked tone. It was hard to make out, and just as I was about to dismiss it as interference or maybe even my imagination, the voice became clearer. "Is anyone out there? Please, can anyone hear me?" Being a curious person, I grabbed my mic and responded, "Yes, I can hear you. Who is this?" There was a brief moment of silence, then an almost inaudible sigh. "Thank God, listen, I don't have much time. You have to help me." "Who are you? Where are you?" I asked. "I can't tell you who I am. It's not safe. But I'm stuck in a loop, and the only way out is through you." "A loop? What are you talking about?" "Just listen. You're going to get a phone call tomorrow. Whatever you do, don't answer it. That call starts the loop." I laughed. "Is this some kind of joke?" "I swear it's not. Please, promise me you won't answer that call." I was skeptical but intrigued. "Okay, I promise. Then what?" "That's it. If you don't answer, the loop is broken, and maybe I can finally get out of here." "Get out of where? Where are you?" The signal started to fade. "I'm right here, stuck in." And just like that, the voice was gone. I tried to tune back into the frequency, but there was nothing but static. The next day, I got a call from an unknown number. Remembering the conversation from last night, I let it go to voicemail. The message was just a series of beeps and static, but in between, I swear I could hear the faint voice from the radio saying, "Thank you." Since that day, I haven't been able to pick up that voice again, no matter how hard I try. I've checked online databases, talked to other ham radio operators, and even looked into reports of missing persons who might be trying to reach out for help. But there's been nothing. It's as if the voice never existed. But here's the part that haunts me the most. About a week after the phone call, I was cleaning out my basement and found an old notebook hidden behind some boxes. I opened it and saw it was a log of radio frequencies, but in my own handwriting. The entries were dated years into the future, and the last entry, it read, "Stuck in a loop, reached out for help. Must remember not to answer the phone." I've never written that. I don't remember ever experiencing this loop, but every time I think about it, I get this eerie feeling that maybe, just maybe, the voice on the radio was me. And if so, how many times have I had this conversation? How many loops have there been? And most importantly, what happens now that the loop is supposedly broken? Before you go double-checking your locks and peering into dark corners, do us a little favor that won't cost you a dime but keeps our channel alive. Hit that like button if these stories sent shivers down your spine. It helps us know that we're delivering the kinds of scares you crave. And we'd love to hear your thoughts. What was the most terrifying moment for you? Do you have a real-life horror story of your own? Drop your tale in the comments below, and who knows, your story might be the one that haunts our next episode. Finally, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way you'll never miss a chance to tremble in fear with each new story we bring to your screen. Thank you for spending your time with us tonight on Shadowy Screams TV. Remember, the next time you hear something go bump in the night, it might just be one of our stories coming to life. Until next time, sleep tight, or at least try to.